Good morning, happy Monday. We are glad to be back here this morning and we're feeling really good because it's Club Gift Day.
Woo!
Woo! And we love club gifts here, and I think we've wanted it so much more because the old one actually sold out quite early, didn't it?
Quite quickly.
And we already have these planned in for the year, so we can't just quickly, you know, get another one ready. So we've all been waiting for this, and I'm sure you guys have too. But let me just have a look. What am I doing first? Let's have a look at this week's Win It Weekly first. Sorry, we're all a bit, I don't know, is it the
Monday.
weather? It's the change of weather.
It's Monday, it's so cold.
Apparently I'm doing the show on my own, but I'm not, you'll be glad to know. I'm here with Natalie.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is so cold, isn't it?
It's so cold. Like, I think I've spent most of this weekend in my big duvet coat. Like, not even sat in my house in my coat because I was so cold. The water bottles have been out, the blankets are out. It's cold.
Have you put the heating on?
It's been on for an hour a day.
Yes, I put it on for the first time yesterday, and usually I wouldn't, but now because I've got a small child around the house.
Yeah, it's not fair to subject a small child to the elements.
I know. So yes, let us know what you've been up to this week, and have you done any crafting? I feel like this time of year is perfect for getting snuggly and doing a bit of crafting. But let's do the Win It Weekly question, because it's our last Emily question.
Oh, did she do it before she left?
She did this before she left, so let's see what we're doing this week. So all you need to do is like, share and comment the following answer to this question. What is the longest recorded flight of a chicken?
I didn't even know chickens could fly.
A, 13 seconds, B, 5 seconds, or C, 9 seconds. So if you know the answer, you could be in with winning our fabulous Folds interlace card kit. So we will announce 5 lucky winners on Friday. It's worth £19.99 and it makes 24 cards.
That is a good prize there, people.
A good prize.
Very good prize.
What do we think of Emily's question?
It's Emily in a nutshell, really, isn't it? A little bit crazy, that one.
Well, it says the longest.
I mean, it's just a little bit of a flutter, isn't it? Like, they've been trying to escape, really. Bit chicken run.
I'll go with A.
Do you think so?
It seems too easy though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'd say let's go with C, because it's in the middle.
Okay. Right, guys,
No.
let us know what you think. We'll pick 5 winners on Friday, but let's get into it. We're all super excited. It's our club gift. So if before we show you go through it all, let's have a look at the bundle, because we know loads of you will go straight to the bundle and this is what you'll want. Amazing, look at all those colours. And if it's the first time you've joined us here and you don't know what the club's about, we've got a really handy video to talk you all through it. Let's have a look.
Become a member of Club Hunky Dory today. Club Hunky Dory is free to join and all members automatically get 5% off all full price products on our website. Just visit hunkydorycrafts.co.uk to create an account and receive your discount straight away. You simply sign up with your name, email address and password and you're in. Throughout the year, we have exclusive members only promotions where you can take advantage of double, triple and even quadruple discounts. By joining our club, you will also receive regular free club gifts worth £9.99 with just the postage to pay. The gifts include card kits with foiled and die-cut toppers, sentiments, along with printed and foiled cardstock to get you started on your card making journey. With your Club Hunky Dory membership, you will be the first to know about new launches, fantastic offers, and news with our regular email updates. Our Club Hunky Dory members play a big part in our live shows with Hunky Dory Craft TV, where we are live 5 days a week, showing you all the latest in craft alongside demonstrations with all the tips and inspiration. It's super easy to join. Just visit hunkydorycrafts.co.uk and create your free account today.
How amazing is it to be part of our club? I think it's the best club around. So make sure you sign in if you want to get your free club gift. But let's just head back. I know you just had a sneak peek, but look at this. It's absolutely beautiful. I know on our team it might be a favourite amongst a few of us. What about you guys?
Very, very nice. The artwork is just beautiful. I think the colours are just incredible. It's magnificent, really, isn't it? The creatures, the colours, the patterns, it is delightful.
And as you can see there, this is worth £24.96, but make sure you signed in and you can grab that for £12.99.
£12.99.
So just let's have a look. So the free club gift is right here. It's called our Enchanted Realm. But I mean, I don't even feel like I need to say much because look, this just does it complete justice. Look at these colours. It's so rich, it's majestic, it's just really elegant. So on this one, there's going to be 9 toppers on this, and one of the toppers towards the bottom says "Born to Stand Out," and this is exactly what this kit does.
Oh yes.
It really does. And the accent foiling on the florals here are just absolutely beautiful. So we've got a little birdie on there, and is this a fancy peacock?
It is a peacock, a little white one.
A little white peacock. So here on the foiled sheet there, we've got all the peacock.
Look at that magnificent foiling on the top of its little feathers there.
And even the fancy border towards the top, and we've got all those nice foliage patterns in the background there. So that's a really nice deep. What colour would you say that?
I would say emerald.
Yeah, I would.
It's like a mix, isn't it? It's kind of teal, but it's on that very edge where it's definitely very greeny at the same time.
I feel like this is one of the colours in our office we all disagree about, blues and greens.
Yeah, we do.
We all have little fights about it. Here is the printed one, and I feel like the colour and the patterns, it reminds me of like a stately home. Just some nice wallpaper.
Very luxurious, isn't it, with those patterns? Quite Liberty-esque in a way.
Yeah, definitely. Snip into those corners, they make really nice panels on your cards. And then here, this one with the little hair down there reminds me of like Alice in Wonderland.
I was just about to say that.
Oh, like, and it's even got some like vines with like leaves around the bunny there.
It is truly magnificent.
Very mystical, and if that's what you like, I think this will be really up your street. And of course it's worth £9.99, and you are going to get this completely free.
Absolutely free.
Look at that lovely chocolate brown colour.
Oh, those flowers though, they're just stunning. It is one of those collections that you just look at it and you are in awe of the depth, the colour,
absolutely,
the amount of detail. I mean, this one is my favourite topper.
I hope it does it justice, but in like when we've got this here, the eyes of this white tiger just stand out.
It's got the piercing blue eyes, hasn't it?
Oh, it's so amazing.
It reminds me a little bit of Narnia with the lion there at the top.
Yeah, and there's even a little crown above the lion because it's like the king. I think one of the sentiments is "to my king." So again, perfect. This could be to husbands, granddads, dads, anything.
Anyone.
And there's even like some like columns behind the images, like quite again mystical, like a different realm. Well, the name gives it away, I guess. And there we go, there's that beautiful white tiger. Just think of you making gatefolds with this kit, like opening it up to something like super special inside. It's going to be beautiful.
I love that cardstock.
Look at that crown pattern there behind the lion.
So magical.
That would make a nice little bookmark.
Oh, it would do.
If you're on the Christmas present task.
This one is just amazing. I mean, look at the deer. Look at that deer.
He's very grand.
Oh, he is just, it's something else.
A bit of positivity if anybody needs it. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you know, and smarter than you think. I think that's nice to add to any sort of card.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, that would even, I don't know, even get well, birthdays, anything that would look perfect with. Then here we've got the foiled cardstock there.
So beautiful. Again, those florals, they work so well. Like the colours just match perfectly in every aspect of this kit. Oh, look at those vines in that border. That is a fantastic piece of cardstock.
It's beautiful.
It's
I think
amazing.
It's so nice because we're not used to doing kits all in those colours.
No.
So it's like a nice little treat,
Isn't it? It's very, I think it's going to be one that people struggle to not add to their baskets because one, it's free, so just pop it in there anyway.
Absolutely.
But you are going to absolutely love crafting with this one.
And talking of crafting, let's come straight to you.
Shall we do something? Let's do something with just those free toppers first of all then. And of course, because I absolutely love it, we have to go with this topper here. And I am going to use the lion. I'm going to make quite a big card. We're going to use a lot of elements on this because it is just so majestic that I think it deserves an absolutely showstopper of a card. So I've got an 8x8. I'm also going to use another 8x8 for this card as well. We're just going to do a little bit of folding on this part first. So bring in your scoreboard, and I am going to add a little score here at 2. So that is going to make this front panel of my card 6 inches, but we've got a little fold back that is going to sit on here. Now I want to make this a little bit bigger because this fold back is going to house this design, so I want as much as this as possible on here. So let's just measure that out, and that is about 3. So if we just take another, you could just use plain ink me cardstock here. It doesn't have to be a card blank, but I just have it to hand because I was trying out a couple of folds on here before I planned on what we were going to do with this. So I'm then going to pop that on here, and that is going to give me so it's a little bit longer than your 8x8, but that's going to give me enough space to add that panel on and then have all of my other detail on the card in here. So popping that to one side, I think let's bring our trimmer back in quickly, and we are going to trim this down to 3. So I wanted to keep quite a lot of the foliage in, but I don't want to fussy cut it. So if I just take it to the very edges of this piece of cardstock, and then we can trim this down a little bit more. So just gonna go a tiny bit more off this side, I think. Let's just go sort of like, you can be really precise and careful with this by just going in a couple of notches each time, just testing out sort of how much you're removing from here. I'm just going to go 1 notch on that side, so we've got 2, and then I'm going to flip it over and take that little extra bit off. So it's always worth being extra careful with where and when you're cutting into your panels, because that's going to allow you to get that nice equal measurement on here, especially when we've got such a prominent line down there. So that's going to go to 8. And I'm not going to add a matte and layer to this bit. Then I'm going to bring in my cardstock. So let's bring this in, and my front panel here is now 6x8. So we can cut that down, and because this is a little bit more plain, I'm going to go 2 notches slightly under, just so we can matte and layer that onto some of that rich gold mirror, because that is what our gorgeous collection is foiled in. So 6x8 on here. And then this little panel here that we can see is also 2 inches. So I'm going to cut that down to 2x8, and then let's see what we have left, because we do have a little panel of cardstock still from our original piece. So if I trim that down to 2 by the 8, just a little bit shorter. We've literally got, let's have a look, tiny strips from our sheet. So we are making this whole card from all of one piece of cardstock, which is quite magnificent for such a large grand card that we are going to put together now. So we'll move all of these bits and pieces out of the way. And I'll get my tape, and let's start putting these cards together. So just for super speed, I'm going to lay out all of my panels, and I'm going to go in with my big tape for this one. So getting all of that coverage on all of those areas, and there's so many sort of sentiments and incredible imagery that we can use on this card. I'm so excited to put it all together. So lay in your panels just to get all of your taping done in one. And while we have our tape out, I'm also going to take my card blank, and on this reverse panel go directly onto here, because then we know we're not going to have any tape out of place. So I'm just going to peel this off, and then I can line up my little panel on here.
Is this the first time you're playing with this kit, or have you had chance?
No, I've not played with this kit yet, so this is my first go. Ideas coming into my head as quickly as I'm demoing, as always. So let's trim. I love that I thought I would have to bring something else in to make this card. I didn't think I'd be able to do what I want to do with the whole of one sheet of cardstock. So I'm quite impressed that I've managed to do that. So that's going to fit in there. We have a little space for an insert, which we will add. Let's get on to our other panel, and then we can start adding our toppers. So that is going to fit on here. So let's just place that nicely onto there. You've got that really nice gold edge, which just makes it so much more regal with these colorways. And what a perfect selection of colors for this time of year as well. It is magnificent. So that's going to fit on there. Got this little panel here. Let's just give that a little fold back, and then I'll pop on our gorgeous piece here, which is so magnificent, and that is going to slide right on to our panel. So you've got that gorgeous design here sort of lifting out of your card. So let's take our toppers, and I'm going crazy with this one, people. So we are going to use all of these incredible lion elements. So I'm going to go with this one. We've got our tiny small one here. We've got these beautiful strip ones with the lion, and then You Fill My Heart with Pride. And then I'm going to leave these two toppers because you could still make two cards with this if you use your other piece of cardstock that you've got. So I'm always thinking ahead about how we can use as much or as little as possible. So this is going to fit on there. So it will hide it a little bit, but you've still got the ability to open this out. So taking out all of my frames, and I think we're going to have to use them all because they are very, very magnificent. And to keep that sort of regal look to this, let's go in with our different foam pads. So I'm going to use my strip foam pads on this one, so popping those on the corners, and then with this extra piece here I can just place that on these elements, and then I'm going to double up for my thinner one, so your smallest strips fit perfectly on here. I'm just going to pick off two together and then just pinch them so they fold flat onto one another, and that's a great way to make sure that your foam pads line up perfectly instead of popping one down and then the other. So adding that to there, just trim that off. We'll come back to that in a minute, and then do the same again for the other side. Just squeeze them together until they fold onto one another. Oops.
We absolutely love a pun on the marketing team.
We do.
And so June has said she's crafting on the hoof.
On the hoof, that is what I am doing. Always. Sometimes it's the best. As I have ideas of what I want the end result to be, but I've not sort of planned it out in terms of like exacts. I think that's sometimes the nicest way to craft, really, and that's how you craft at home as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
very
true.
organically.
Yeah.
So let's just stick that on there. It's just a little bit over. I think this has still got some backing on. Popping that on there. So let's pop these in and then we can go in with our image, because I'm not sure whether I want to pop that in flat, so it's kind of like these are framing it, making it look like a photograph, or if I want to have like triple foam pads on that so it really stands out. So going into this top corner on here and placing our first frame in. Always go in with your first frame, because then you know you've got that placement correct. If you go in with your smallest and then build out, sometimes you've not left yourself enough space. So going with your bigger topper just allows for no accidents. So peeling the rest of these off. I'm nearly there. 1, 2, and then we will stick this on to here. This is going to fit really nicely in this space, like so. And then I think, looking at this, I think I am going to go inwards with this. So just lift it out again, and I'm going to go in with some construction glue, because then I've got my wiggle room, I've got my space to make sure that it fits in perfectly. And the way that we have those frames sort of coming out and then your image going in gives you that sort of like portrait look. So popping that in there. I'm going to add some gemstones onto here. I think I don't want to pop that onto here because I already have the gorgeous design. I'm definitely going to add these pieces. I don't know if I want to do it as like a,
I like the tags there.
in the middle, or sort of like onto one another, but then you don't see that gorgeous detailing. So do we want 2? Should I cut into that one?
Do you know the card will be the main attraction? Thanks, June. So me and Jess are easily pleased. We have to work a bit harder for Natalie, I think.
Yeah, you've really got to get me with a good pun to get me laughing. So I'm going to place this under here, doubling up my foam pads so it fits in line on there. That's going to use up some of that extra space that we've got on there. And then I think because they're tags and you've got that detailing on, you don't necessarily want to have like 2 bows on there. So maybe we just go in with the one, and then we can use, do we have, ooh, let's do, I'm going to go with pearls. I think I'm going to go with gold ones. So let's pop this on. That's going to come out there. Let's pop them both on, I think. I'm going to do something a little bit crazy with this one.
Oh yeah, we like crazy.
So I'm going to stick this down with tape, but only sort of halfway. And I'm just going to stick it till that lines up on here. I should cut it first, really. Just cut it straight, taking that sort of top edge off. I'm going to line that up with this point here. And then this can go on with foam pads to stand. Really proud, covering up that hole so that piece stays in there. That's going to fit on here like so. We do have some ribbon coming up on the show as well, so you could add ribbon to this if you wanted to. to, oh,
Michelle has put, it would not be a Nat demo if she wasn't doing something crazy. We agree. We don't even notice now. We just let her go with
no,
it.
they just let me do my thing. And then I think I'm going to put 3 of the medium ones up here. And then I'm going to go in with my 3 small ones and place them underneath this topper here.
I have a crafty question for you. How do I get the stickiness off scissors after cutting sticky foam?
If you're cutting your foam, always make sure that you're cutting it sort of on here if you can. They do end up getting really, really tacky. What we do is I always put mine in really, really hot soapy water, and then I use like you can use like your bone folder or anything that you've got, and once they've been like soaked in that warm water, sort of scrape them off for a little bit. I do that. You can use sort of like sticky stuff remover as well. You can buy that quite easily now, so that always works quite nicely, but hot soapy water is always the best one. Always works for me. So there is your card. Oh, there is your card with that gorgeous sort of panel on the front, and if you want to, of course, we do have some inserts coming up, so you can add a little insert into the middle. I might do that while you're showing the next little bit.
Oh, that'd be really nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you've seen the first card made with this beautiful, beautiful kit, but let's have a look at everybody else's creations. How beautiful are they? We've got even more cards to show you, and of course we've got more products to show you that's included in the amazing bundle. So first up is the inserts and papers. So you can grab these for £4.99, and I really love that they're not all white.
I really appreciate this.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yep.
When I saw it before, I was like, oh, I thought it was wrong because I'm so used to seeing white.
It's like that mottled tea stain look. It works so well with the designs and the colours that we've got.
I've creased this looking at them before. And so you're going to see, so that lovely like colour that Nat was just saying, and then the image is just in the corner there. So you're going to get 8 inserts and also 8 double-sided papers, which is plenty to get crafting with. It's just such a lovely colour, quite like antique-y, vintagey, which all adds to this lovely mystic feel to this gift. So
it does have a very sort of like vintage Dickens illustratory feel to it. Do you know, like when you get all of like your traditional books like Narnia and like you say Alice in Wonderland, but they have that sort of vintage illustratory look. That's what I get when I look at this collection. It kind of takes you back to all of those really cute storybooks that we all know, and then but it's just got such a different alternative feel to it. These papers are magnificent, by the way.
Oh, I always love the double-sided papers.
Love papers, but this is just this is something else.
You can see, look at that, it's just a really fancy crown pattern. It's amazing, on that beautiful chocolate colour as well. And then we've got more of a fancy regal pattern on the reverse of that. Now, like, beautiful florals. Like, these are going to look amazing behind these animals. Like, you can chop into them, you can do so much with them. And so you get 8 of each, so it's a 16 sheet pack. And look at that. Look how fabulous
that one's so good, isn't it? How the vines all intertwine with his antlers.
It's like a pattern, like by itself, though.
It's so cool. You can imagine that being wallpaper as well, like very, very expensive wallpaper.
And this one as well, like William Morris sort of style. That's the one, isn't it? So yes, you're going to get that in the bundle as well. So if we just sorry Jess, quickly look over at the bundle here. So all those inserts and papers are on the bottom, the kit that we've already talked through, and then you're still going to get the adorable scoreable and the bite-sized book for £12.99. So here's the adorable scoreable. Beautiful colours in here, £4.99. So we've got aquas, we've got beautiful soft sage. I keep showing it off the screen, don't I? It'd help if I showed it here. Hunter green. Oh, see, these are all my favourite colours.
They're just a perfect match, really. So well thought out.
So it's a 12 sheet pack. You're going to get 2 of each of all these beautiful colours. And then we've got that lovely coffee bean.
So nice.
Beautiful. And then next up, the bite-sized book. Oh, look at it. So I'll try and flick through this the best. I'm not the best pad shower.
It is a little bit difficult.
I think it's a skill you need to learn.
It is a skill.
So
it is a skill.
There's 60 pages in here, and you can see it's just those beautiful animals, all with the fancy foliage, and there's all different styles. So in here we've got like this deer is surrounded by almost like vines, which kind of match his antlers.
I love that page. We're going to use that in the next demo.
Oh, right.
Yes.
So you're going to get 6 of each of them, but just think about all the fussy cutting you can do.
That one's like hidden in like a little key lock.
I know. Could you make that one into like an aperture?
100%.
I feel like that would look beautiful.
That would look so cool, wouldn't it?
Even adding some sparkle, adding some mirror, which we've got coming up, are just going to make these images stand out so much.
There's lots of abilities for making shaker cards, I think, with the shapes that you have, sort of having acetate behind those images as well.
Yeah. Just look how fancy they're going to look in a frame. It will look
that
beautiful.
lion!
I know.
He's my favourite.
I like the tiger.
It's his eyes, isn't it?
It is
the blue eyes.
Yeah. So make sure you're signed in when you're grabbing all these extra products as well.
Oh,
and
that's
there
cute.
we go. We've got a little landscape one there.
Perfect for an anniversary card.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Love that.
£4.99 for that, and then I'll just quickly show you the die. I know tomorrow's show will probably do a bit more.
I'm gonna do the die actually. I'm gonna incorporate it into
nice.
this one. I'm gonna give you a sneak peek.
So this is £14.99, but if you're a club member, when you're purchasing this, sign in and you're going to get it for £9.99. It's designed to work with the bite-sized book or any little book of your choice, and it was just going to look good just plain on Miri. Just imagine cutting that out into Miri, and it shows you where you can add a bit of ribbon to this, and it's all on the one die, so it's done all the work for you. And then we've even got some embellishments towards the bottom which you can just add, and it's like the flowers and the butterflies to make your card even more charming. But let me just show you some of the cards made by the team, because we've got so many.
There's lots of cards. You can tell when someone's had fun by the amount of cards that are made with a collection, and this one.
A little bit of acetate there, which is coming up. Look at that little stepper card there. Absolutely love this one. So this is the acetate, isn't it, over
some of the papers?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, it is.
But look how fancy. And when you put it in the right light, that is just going to shine.
That is magnificent, isn't it?
Yeah.
Using that die.
That die.
Look how well it works with your toppers as well.
I know, what a perfect little frame that is.
It's so cool. I love how they've taken that gorgeous like design and then made it into a die that just matches so well.
So that would be perfect to create a shaker with, I feel.
100%.
Again, the die there. And then here we go, look at those tigers. It's my favourite. Oh, I like this little use of the frame here.
I was just about to say that, cutting into it, creating a background.
And then we've got this one here.
Very cute. Really, really nice, that one, isn't it?
Oh, I really like the polar bears. And yeah, so I think that's it from me, because we want to come straight back to you.
Well, let's have a look, because I've chosen my little book page. I'm going to use this one. I absolutely love this one. But I'm just trying to work out what papers to go with this, because I think this design is absolutely magnificent, and obviously we've got this blue as well that we can bring in. So I think I'm going to use these two and a bit of both sides. This, and we're also going to use We're going to give you a sneak peek of something else that's coming up.
Oh,
which
nice.
we have shown you some of that acetate, so we're going to use some of that. Not sure which one yet. And we're also going to bring in some of our stickables for that frame. So let's cut that out first. I'm going to get my plates together. Just make sure that these are all in line. Swap those around a little bit. So I'm going to pop my frame onto some magnificent mirror, and I'm also going to use, because you get sentiments in here as well, I'm going to go with the many thanks, I think. So I'm not going to use this, I don't think. Let's just stick with this here, and I'm going to make sure it doesn't budge and just add some of our low tack tape down onto this one. So popping these on here.
And we will double check that for you, but as far as I'm aware, I think this is a limited edition die, isn't it?
Yes,
dies,
yeah, just to work with this collection.
Yeah.
I don't think we ordered lots of this one because it was going with our club gift, so it's one of those things that I wouldn't
if you want it now, I'd grab it, because I know the last few dies of our club gifts have gone.
Yeah, they have, haven't they?
Yeah.
It's been really sad. So just running that through, let's double check how that's cut. Magnificently, absolutely gorgeous. So let's move my plates back over here. Just pop that to one side, and I'm just going to turn this over. This die is a cut-in die, so although you have some of that gorgeous detail, it does sort of stay within the frame, which is great if you're wanting to make pop this straight onto your cardstock and make a card from this. So I'm just going to pop this out of here, and we are going to cut this into a frame. So just making sure that is all together. Most of my bits and pieces have popped out. It's just background bits, I think, that are in there. Let's just get our brush. I'll just brush those away and reveal that magnificent shape. And I love how I've cut this from Stickables, and it has cut so well from that die. So let's just pop that over there, move that out of the way, bring in our trimmer again, the trusty trimmer, and I'm going to cut this out. So I want to make sure it is straight first of all. So let's follow this line here, and I want to just move that up a little bit. We can always go background and make sure that our edges are perfect to how we want them to be, but just start off by giving yourself quite a little bit of space with that one, and just maneuver around. Gonna take it to just under 6. It is sort of designed to fit those little book pages perfectly, so let's just take this bit off here, and I'm just gonna go and just trim this just to there, I think. Let's just move that around. And that has given us such a beautiful frame. I'm just going to go around and just make sure I'm happy with my frame here, just making sure that I've got like an equal edge around on those points. But that is my frame all cut out. Just got a little bit there that hasn't released. I think it's stuck. I think because I've cut it from the mirror, I've stuck it back down myself. Oh. There you go. I stuck it onto the other panel by accident, so that's come out of there now. There we are. So for this card, we are going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to get myself a piece of mirror, and we are going to cut this piece of mirror to, oh, that's the wrong colour. You want a gold to match that frame. There we go. We're going to cut that to let's do a 6x8 card. So 6, and then I want to take it down a little bit shorter. 6x8, and I'm going to bring in this panel here with that darker sort of colourway in, and I'm going to just make that, let's see, I might want to make it a bit thicker. I'm going to go 3 notches under the 6x8 so I get a little bit more gold coming through this design here, so it matches kind of like the width that I have on my frame. I'm going to then grab some of our acetate. I'm going to go with this one here, and I'm just going to cut it on, I can cut it this way so I'm not wasting as much. So my panel for my frame is just under the 4, so I kind of want it to be the exact height, so let's just use that as a guide. I think it's 2 under the 4. So we'll put that this way. That should fit perfectly on there. And then this, I want to sit behind my frame. So if I go in and stick this directly onto there, then what I can do is I can trim off those edges and we can stick it onto here like so. So it might kind of look cool a little bit bigger. I'm not sure. Let's just stick it down.
I think this die as well, the design of it, just works with any of the images, because all like the foliage and the flowers kind of just will like intertwine with it, won't
They're perfect, aren't they? They're going to be an absolute match made in heaven with this die. So I'm just going to hold this and sort of place it on here. I shouldn't have taken all the backing off. It was an error by me on my half. Just trying to make sure that I've got as much of this deer in. So I think I'm actually going to go, to make it easier for lining it up as well.
Or would you have took half of it off?
Yeah. You know me, go in all the way. Don't think about anything else. I want this bit to line up with the centre, but I also want as much deer in as possible, so it's just playing around with that design there, making sure that I'm happy with where that's lying. And then let's just flip this over, and I've got some little bits just poking through that side there. Line that up. You can line it up with sort of the edge of this panel. Don't go straight in with popping these elements down. Be really sort of careful with just placing them on here, especially if you're using stickables. Obviously if I was using a cardstock like my Miri card, it wouldn't be as difficult to stick down because you've got more strength, because I've gone in with my Miri here. It's just, you want to be a bit flexible to make sure that it all sticks down really nicely. So then when you're happy with like your placement, turn this over and we are going to get our little scoring tool, and I'm just going to go over the back of my image to make sure that that stickables is where it needs to be super in place on our image here. And then we can just trim out this little space like so. You could obviously use your trimmer if you wanted to. I'm just using my scissors just to go around the edge of that stickables Miri here. This on foam pads would look magnificent though if you cut it out of regular Miri, and we've got Miri coming up on the show as well in so many gorgeous regal colours.
Oh yeah, I've not seen the die cut out of any of the other colours. They look really nice.
It works so well with those other colours. Right, let's put this together then. I want a little panel of this, I think, to go behind my other piece. So that was 2 under the 4, so let's repeat that on there. I'm going to just trim this down just under that 8 so it matches up with my panel, and then we'll put our card together. So I'm going to stick of these two pieces together first off. Just making sure I'm using the right side. I no doubt about it, I'm getting two of these papers because I wouldn't, I should have put that, I can't, there's just no way that I am not using all of those papers. I'm going to get my trimmer, my scoreboard, sorry, and I'm just going to score the top of this at 8. So you've got that little 1/4 of an inch, which is going to be the front of our card. Now our acetate is heavyweight acetate, which means it's perfect for construction and being like the front of your card in this way that I'm doing here. I'm going to bring some red liner tape and I'm going to pop this right on the back of here like so. So that's going to fit onto our card. I'm going to just bring my panel together. I've stuck that on the wrong side.
Have you?
This is a proper Monday crafty show, isn't it? Take that off. It needs to go on this side so that it hides our workings.
A very Monday Monday.
A very Monday Monday. Indeed. Popping that. We'll get there though. We will get there.
Who's on the show tomorrow? Is it you?
It's myself and Rachel tomorrow. Myself and Rachel can take another look at this gorgeous kit and give Rachel the chance to show you what she can do with this collection. So let's pop this in the middle. You want to line it up with your 1 and your 5, and you want to make sure those edges match perfectly on there. So you've got this strip running down the whole central front of your card. So popping that on there, and then we can open it out, place our design in here, and then I'm going to pop this panel in as well. So popping that so it matches in the background this image here. That is going to fold like this, and that is going to be the base of our card. Now when you're working with acetate, you want to be really careful with what you're adding on to the fronts of your panels, because obviously the heavier it gets, the less easy it's going to be to sort of stand up. So adding things like papers, like using your stickables on here, gives it that, it's not as strong, so it helps with the weight of your image. So I'm going to go in with red liner tape, only because your red liner tape is a lot clearer when you take the backing off than your double-sided tape, so it's going to be a lot easier to hide our workings on the back of that mirror. But you can always put your insert on the other side as well, so that's going to fit on here. I think this is starting to come together now. And then I have my little die that I cut out with many thanks. So let's see if we can stick this on. I think this is more of a cut in die than a cut out die. I always get these muddled up. Stacey's going to be laughing at me now because I'm going to try and stick this on in one piece. And in actual fact, if you... So I'm going to go into our card here, just placing that sentiment on there. I'm going to go in with the middle of my word first because those bits are all stuck together.
What does it say?
It says many thanks.
Oh.
So I just need to stick the rest of my words on here because they all come out separately. But if you were going to cut this into your cardstock, you could cut it out of your, if you were going to cut this out of your cardstock here, put that design into it, then you would cut this in, and then you could lay some mirror behind that. So let's just take those words out of that die. I love stickables for this though, that those dies that are supposed to cut out those letters also work so magnificently as sort of like the right way of popping your letters on. So sticking that on there, and then I think I'm just, if we've got some normal ones, not got many in there, I was going to add some normal,
Oh, what have you found?
Oh,
I see.
I'm going to go in with this. I'm going to cut this into just the gold. And then let's see if I've got enough there. Definitely got enough. These come in so handy for things like this. And then I'm going to cut. It's just going to add that extra bit of magic to this card. It's already so mystical and wonderful with all of those patterns and details from the collection and the acetate, but this is going to take it to the next level. So just cutting through our gemstones, because these are all together in one huge strip, and I just want one strip of each there. So just maneuvering your scissors in that area.
I don't feel like I've seen anyone get our gemstone rolls out for a bit.
We haven't actually. I think they always have their place, and this is definitely one of those cards. So I'm gonna line this up. I'm going to use, I'm going to line it not directly to the side of this, but just a little bit out.
Oh yeah, that looks really good.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks very fancy.
Making sure my placement is correct. Just trim that off there. Oh. And that one on that side. Oh, magical. Magical. Because this is on the back of your cardstock as well. Oh, stuck on my fingers. There you go.
Oh, love it.
Doesn't that look so good?
It's very luxurious.
So cool.
Sparkles, it shines, it's got rich colours.
But it's still quite simple. It's still really simple with the way that we've put that together. Oh, that die.
I know.
That die is magnificent.
I've seen a few people comment about the die. Definitely snap that up. I don't think it will stay around for long, and it is limited edition. But of course, the best thing about our club gift dies are it's not £14.99, it's £9.99 for that amazing die, and all that detail that you've just seen there. I've seen a few comments about anyone having checkout issues. If you have any trouble at all, please ring our customer services and they'll be more than happy to help you. And next up, so before we carry on with what else we've got for the club gift, let's just have a quick recap of this week's Win It Weekly. So get all your answers in for the following question. What is the longest recorded flight of a chicken? Is it A, 13 seconds, is it B, 5 seconds, or is it C, 9 seconds? 5 lucky winners will be picked on Friday's show, and you will win the fabulous Falls Interlace kit. So let us see your answers. And let's get back to the Enchanted Realm. So of course we can't do a club gift and not do some gorgeous mirri. So we've got the Enchanted Realm mirri selection. So 18 sheets in this, and you can see all these colours will work absolutely perfectly with the kit. It's all the rich, it's luxurious, it's got beautiful golds in here, which of course the kit's gold foil, so that's going to work perfectly with it. Make sure you sign in. So if you're not signed in, you'll see this as £7.19, but sign into your account and you can grab this for £5.99. Look at the beautiful frosted green here as well, and we've got a peacock blue. Even just mix and match these colours, you know, it's going to look beautiful. Try it with that dye as well. We've not seen anybody put that dye with the mirri. I think that would look really good in one of the greens.
In one of the, I was just about to say that. In that deep green, it's going to look really nice. Or the blue that we've got.
Yeah.
Stunning.
I know Natalie mentioned we've got some ribbon for you, and yes we do. Again, the same as, it should be £9.99, but for club gift members it's £7.50. So there's 24 metres in this pack, and you can see the colours here. Again, it's going to match that beautiful mirror, it's going to match the kit perfectly, and there's quite a few tag toppers on the collection, so that little bit of ribbon there would just add a little extra something to your cards. And what's next? Diamond sparkles. So we've picked our shimmer ones. So in this bundle, you're going to get a total of 336 gemstones in total.
Ooh,
quite a
a
lot.
lot of gemstones.
Quite a lot. £5.99 for this, and I'll just show you the colours that we've picked. So you've got these blues that are going to work lovely with those like peacock colours in there, the teals, and it's more like, it looks very black, like very dark, but it's beautiful, and again it's going to look beautiful with that kit. Greens here, all those lovely shimmers, just the tones are going to work wonderfully. Got the golds there if you need them, and of course these, which is our sepia ones. So a beautiful selection there, and let's just head back to the pack shot so you can see exactly what you're going to get in the club gift bundle. So it's £12.99. I think I counted it all up the other day, and if it was it's a 12 piece kit. It's 12 sheets of durable scoreable, 60 sheet bite-sized pad, and all the inserts comes to 100 sheets.
Wow.
I think 100 sheets.
£12.99.
£12.99.
And just like looking at all of those toppers, you have got the ability on those to make a minimum of 3 cards. There's a lot of images on the toppers where you've got 4 big images, so using all of these papers, I think you'd be able to do at least 16 cards with the toppers, with your papers, your inserts, with your little book as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's incredible.
I know. It's so good, and we love doing the club gifts, and we love hearing what everybody has to say about them, and that, you know, you guys love receiving them, and it's just a really nice thing to do for our club members.
It is.
I nearly forgot, but then I saw Jess, I think she was highlighting it to me. Say, you forgot the acetate.
Kelly.
Come on. So is this the first time we've done acetate with a club gift?
I want to say it is. I can't remember us doing one in the last sort of couple of years. But it's magnificent. It works so well. It's
£9.99, so you know our acetate is usually £11.99. All gold, but I think you can turn it round if you want to ever use silver as well, or if it goes with any of your other projects. So this one's just got all the flowers around the corners there, and that will make a perfect frame for anything. You can snip into that, make the frame shorter, and then we've got this all over foliage here. How lovely is that? Oh, it's so nice. Background, use it as card fronts. We were talking about shakers before, and of course it's heavyweight, so perfect for construction. And then this has to be my favourite one. Look at that.
I love that you could use this with your die as well.
Yes,
and have sort of like that main bigger, and then have these on the side of your card. It would look so nice.
And you could even, you know, put little toppers inside.
I was just thinking that, little toppers, or could you cut like some of your images from your little book down so you've got like a different animal in each image.
See? Amazing. So £11.99, but sign in and grab that for £9.99, and there's 16 sheets in there. And then let's have a look at some more cards. Oh, love this one.
Oh, that's very clever.
Isn't it?
Really good use of that cardstock.
These there as well in the little corner.
I like that.
One here that Barbara's made. I think she's done this with the stickables as well.
Yeah.
It feels like it.
Stickable, but this is how simple you could be with these cards and your stickables and acetate and your little book, and they look so good. A little notelet set with cards like that would be so nice.
A little bit of the brown ribbon there, just in the corner, and then we have this.
This looks nice.
I really like the background of this. So using those double-sided papers and the die, and I'm guessing this, from the bite-sized book. So you can see how it can all come together.
Match made in heaven.
Absolutely. There we go with a very proud lion. So some amazing cards from the team.
Really nice.
Have we got time for another demo?
Of course we do.
Yes, thank you.
So we are going to do this from this piece of cardstock. I'm going to bring in acetate, I'm going to bring in papers, and we're going to use the toppers, of course. So just taking this on your scoreboard, and I am going to score this at 2. So I'm just going to score it down here, and then I'm going to lift up my score tool, and I'm just going to score it at the bottom here as well, because we're going to do some fussy cutting, and then I'm going to score it at 3 all the way down as well, and then I'm going to twist this, do exactly the same again. So at 2 and at, oh, a little bit too much pressure there with that one. And then let's bring our craft knife in here. So I'm just going to follow the side of my hair and go around this detail, around his little fluffy chin, neck.
I've just gone back to Facebook and there are tons of comments about how beautiful your card was.
Oh, thank you.
Before.
So popping that out, and then we are going to mount in and valley fold these sides in, so they will fold in beautifully on here and give you a really nice card. Now this is just under 5 by 5 now, but this card, if we trim this down, which I'm going to do, will fit into an 8 by 8 envelope. So I'm just going to bring this back onto my trimmer, and I'm going to trim it from, let's just trim it from the top, so we've got all that design on the bottom. Trim it from the top just down to 8, so that when you use this card, it will hold in your sort of, it will go into an 8 by 8, and you can see that on here. So that is going to be our card. So I am going to take my acetate, and I'm going to place my acetate. I want it so I've got some of this design on both sides. So if I hold it about here, and I'm just going to take a pen, because you won't be able to see the pencil, and I'm just going to mark on here and on here where I want to cut this. So then I'll just trim this down, and anything that is slightly over when we stick this together, what you can do is just trim it. But to know exactly where you want your card to be, if you fold this on here like that, then you know that your card needs to be, I would say, your acetate, sorry, needs to be about 9 3/4. So we can double check that on here. So 9 3/4, it's slightly over, so let's just trim off while we're here. We might as well just trim off those edges to get that to 9 3/4. So that's on there like that. Let's now pop this card together. So I am going to stick this onto here. That middle panel, I'm going to add some of this gorgeous design in. So if I measure just this panel here, that is 5 3/4. So if I take this to 5 1/2, and we take it to 7 3/4, that should fit really nicely in that space. Do I want to make it a bit shorter, just so I can see some of those edges? Let's take it down another 3/4, I think. So I've gone 1/2 inch on that, and then I'll go 1/2 inch on this. So 5 by 7 1/4, I've taken that to, just because you've got these gorgeous corner details and I don't want to sort of cover those up. I'm going to go in with this first, and we're going to decorate the inside, and then I'm going to show you how to stick your acetate on and hide your workings as well. So let's just pop our tape on here. Where is my poker tool? let's just stick this in here. I've chosen the paper that matches the flowers as well in this design, so that we know that works so beautifully together. Let's take out our really large hair image like so, and that is going to fit in the middle. I think I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to take out our middle frame. We're not going to use that one with this card, and we're just going to go in with these two frames. So pop in your foam pads all the way around your frame, because you know that they fit amazingly around here. Just manoeuvring that in those areas, and we are going to go in with double foam pads on this. Oops. Your 4 mils were perfect for this. I need to stock up on my 4 mils. I always forget where they are in the warehouse. So when I go and get more foam pads, I never get my 4 mils because they're not in the same place.
Oh, are they not?
No, they're in like a little
they've been hidden.
Bit secret really,
Yeah.
where they're hidden.
I mean, there's lots of secret corners in our warehouse.
There is lots of secret corners, but that is a magnificently secret place. So popping that on there, that's going to give you lots of dimension. And then of course we're going to stick this.
It's like a vintage piece of artwork that needs to be in a frame.
It is, isn't it? I haven't trimmed it on the edges yet, so let me just take that little 1/4 inch off. Let's see where we're at with this. So that way and that way. Making sure it's always equal is my thing when you're doing panels like this. We've got a little, so that's going to fit on here. I'm going to bring in some of those gemstones, and I'm going to use this gorgeous border as well. So cut this out because you want to use the whole length of it.
I think this is my favourite make of the morning.
Nice.
Is it yours?
We will see how it turns out.
Oh, she's not convinced yet.
We will see how it turns out. I'm still debating in my little head if this is going to work, but it will. So I'm going to stick this on, and this is going to go centrally. So if I use this as like a little guide, pop my tape on here, like this. Just pop in those edges of your tape. Line this up on my mat because I know that that's at 2, so I want this to sit at the 1. I'll pop that on there, and then I can lift this up, trim that off, and I can put my tape on here. So this is going to hide this panel.
Oh, I see.
You see?
I see a little bit of wizardry there.
A little tiny bit of wizardry. So on this side, what is this? This is going to sit on here. So I've got this much of my piece. Let's go in with my happy birthday here. That's going to allow me to stick, or I wanted to maybe put that there. That's going to allow me to hold that here. How far can we go with that? Let's just pop it. Let's just repeat that process again. So let's just line it up. It's going to be a bit more difficult to line it up because obviously it's stuck to your other side now. So your card is going to be a bit crazy. So I'm just going to stick that on there. Open this out and put my tape on here. I've got so many other sentiments on here as well that I could literally use as many pieces
Yeah.
as possible. That's going to fit. Yeah, let's pop that there. I've also got a little, so that one says happy birthday. We've got have a magical day as well. This one might fit a little bit further down so it looks like it's supposed to be. So let's pop that one on instead. Go in with a little foam pad so it stands a bit proud on there. See, this is the trickery of card making that you don't always see. And it's good to explore how you can make cards like this and hide lots of bits and pieces. So have a magical day. That fits really nicely on there. You just need to line this up onto here now, like so. And then you've got, I might put our happy birthday on here, and then just so I can stick this bottom corner down, no, I'm going to go in with gemstones, so that can go on here. It looks really good though with the sort of like foiling detail and then your corner edges as well. There's so many things, and yeah, if I just go in with, we got some of those shimmer gemstones we've chosen. I think we do. We've got the sepias in there, haven't we?
Yep, we do.
So let's go in with these ones.
Claire, I think I have to agree with you. She's put, it's absolutely stunning. I think that this is the best club free gift you've done.
Oh, bold statement.
Yeah. We were
Very
all
bold
talking about this
statement.
last week actually, which was our favourites. Do you remember Penguin Party?
I do remember Penguin Party. That was a good one. I like the Cheers to You one.
Yes.
That was really good. And do you remember the bronze blossoms? I'm sure it had bronze.
I do remember that name, but I can't think.
That was a really good one. So I've added in these little gemstones here now, which means if I go in with, I'm going to go in with my red tape because again it's clear, so it's not gonna, it's going to be less obvious. I'm going to put a tiny bit across those 3 gemstones there. And peel that off, and that's going to stick that corner down. And then there you go. Now because we've done it this way, you would probably need an A4 envelope to pop that in. However, we've got those available on the website.
Look at that. No, it's definitely my best.
Like, I'm
my
out of the
favourite.
shot every time.
I know, I always do that.
There we go. It's so magnificent. It's such a gorgeous collection. You'd be very, very silly to miss out on this one.
Absolutely. Grab that while you can. Like I said, the last few club gifts seem to have they've just gone. They've just flew off the shelves. But thank you so much for sticking with us this morning. I hope you've enjoyed Natalie's 3 demos. I know I have, and I'm sure the comments, I'm sure you guys have too. But we'll be back tomorrow with another look at the club gift, and Rachel will be in the demonstration station, so you'll be able to see what ideas she has. And if you need a bit more hunky-dory to brighten up your Monday, Rebecca is at Hobby Maker this afternoon.
She is.
On a Monday. So she's there with our new Moonstone Lace nesting dies, lovely lace nesting dies, and she'll be there at 2 o'clock with them and 4 o'clock with our pocket pads. But get on the website, get your club gifts ordered, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. That's it. Goodbye.